Hello, everybody. We are all part of Cyber for Youth, a teen led initiative that educates people about digital safety. Through this workshop, we hope you can understand the importance of educating your children and know both when and how to talk to them about staying safe online through healthy discussions. We are all teenagers in high school, so we've experienced the online world firsthand, and now we hope to share with you the knowledge we wished we had known when we first started using the internet. Hopefully, this workshop won't just be helpful for you and your kids, but it might teach you some things that you can go share with other people too. Before we get started, please have a pen and paper or your phone so that you can jot some things down, since we'll be having an activity later that requires you to have these materials. Did you know that 70% of kids hide their online identity from their parents? Or that 32% of kids encountered something inappropriate online, yet only 20% of parents were aware of these incidents? It's clear. Social media plays a huge role in our lives, and your child is likely on it already or will be soon. As a parent, it's important to keep your child safe without coming off as too controlling or demanding. How do you balance monitoring their activities without being too restrictive? That question is what we're going to help you answer today in this workshop.
As parents or guardians, it's important to make sure that kids have a safe space online. This means forming a healthy, trustworthy relationship with them that makes them feel safe talking to you about what they're going through. Right now, think about your relationship with your child. Do they tell you a lot of personal things? Do you communicate openly and create a space where they feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and concerns? Every family is different, but there's always an opportunity to make relationships stronger. What do you all believe you already do or plan to do to make your child feel safe talking to you? Take a moment and pause and self reflect. You may unpause the video once you are ready. Great. Thank you for coming back, and keep those thoughts in mind as we proceed through today. First of all, we want to discuss getting devices. Many of your children are young and may not have phones or other devices yet. Getting devices is a crucial part of a child's development, as the decisions you make after will shape their growth. We understand that some of you may be hesitant on giving your child devices or may find some confusion as to what you need to do if your child already has a device. Either way, we're hoping that this workshop helps answer any questions you may have. As we've already mentioned, our world is extremely digital, and our devices have become an integral part of our lives. But is that necessarily a good thing? Research has shown that there is a link between screen time and a child's development. When excessive screen time becomes a habit during a child's youth, it can severely impact their future academic performance, cognitive abilities, social interactions, and overall health. There are a few main effects of high screen time. Let's look at them. One, it has been linked to mental health issues. And two, it strains children's eyes, causing vision issues early in life. Three, blue light emitted from screens messes with our sleep schedules and melatonin production, causing sleep issues. Four, children can form a dependence on their devices, almost like an addiction. This may seem a little extreme, but as teenagers who use their devices a lot, we know that this is something that is pretty easy to fall into. And lastly, excessive screen time can lead to a loss of opportunities for more productive activities. Instead of engaging in physical activities, crafting, playing with friends, children may prioritize their screens, which can detract from their focus on schoolwork.
So, how much screen time is okay? If your child already has a reasonable screen time, that's good. The ideal time for your children to be on devices is a maximum of about 2 hours a day. So, you can continue doing this if you're already doing it. If your child doesn't have a screen time implemented yet, that's perfectly fine. It's never too late to start. As we stated before, no more than about 2 hours on devices spent on things outside of school or work, so like entertainment, video games, movies, is recommended. If your child has a device, we recommend you start implementing a screen time limit as soon as possible. If your child doesn't have devices yet, it becomes a lot easier to just start off with the limited screen time and make sure that they're not on their devices for too long. But you have to remember, talk to your child. If you just implement a limit on their devices, they're going to see it as a punishment and a form of restriction. Make sure you tell them about the dangers of high screen time so they know why it's happening. Again, don't be too restrictive or cause them to fear screens. Tell them that these negative impacts can be ended by just going off of screens to play a sport, talk to friends, and other things, and it can still be used positively. We're almost willing to bet money that you've gotten a text claiming your bank account is in danger and you must send money immediately, even though you don't bank there. Or those sketchy emails promising a free Amazon gift card if you just hand over your entire life story, like your address, credit card number, favorite pizza topping, everything. We as teens have had the same experiences. Like, what do you mean we have to pay our taxes, Bank of America? We're not even old enough to run a car yet. According to a recent study, nearly half of children, about like 46%, have reported being scammed online. Especially with AI and ChatGPT on the rise, it's made it a lot easier for scammers to contribute to an even higher number. A lot of schools don't know how to talk about this issue with their students. As parents, taking the responsibility to teach your children about this and sharing your own is so important for their well-being and helps reduce their risk of getting into situations like this. That's why we're so glad you guys are watching this workshop, because that's the first step. So now that you've learned a little about digital safety and also some potential solutions, we want to give you a few minutes to write down a brief plan that you think will work to keep your kids safe online. You can do this on your device or on a separate piece of paper. You can refer to the outline and guiding questions on the screen to help you create a good plan. What are you going to do to monitor their activities? This is pretty quick and bullet points are totally okay, so don't worry about that. Don't get rid of your plan because we'll use it later. You can just pause your screen and return when you're ready.
Now that you have a digital plan, let's learn more. Let's watch this video on teaching kids about digital safety.
The kids at this computer summer camp outside Chicago are definitely having fun. But the lessons they're learning are serious.
What should you do if you think your account has been hacked?
They're playing a game that teaches them how to spot online fraud.
What is the best way to protect yourself from scammer emails? I got it.
Kids are basically being born with an iPad or a phone in their hands. And for them to understand how to become part of a connected society.
The University of Chicago's Marshni Chetty designed the Cybernaut app to help them become cyber safe.
So that we're not just throwing them in a pool with sharks. We're trying to get them comfortable with the pool before there are any sharks in the water.
FBI data shows money lost from online crimes against children more than tripled, from about $500,000 in 2022 to $2 million last year.
That's why Chetty thinks cybersecurity education should begin as early as kindergarten. And she says teachers need better training too.
Like they'll say to a kid, well, here's your password, it's got our class number, your personal name, like personally identifiable information, and they'll put in a little card and give it to them to give to their parents. And
so that's their first experience with the password is it's written down,
you write it down.
You can give it to
has
other
your
people.
Personal information, and then a few years later we're like,
don't ever do that.
Do not do that. It's a very bad idea. So that's why it's important to start these lessons early, because otherwise you get this poor security hygiene and it's really hard to undo.
Lessons like a zero-trust approach online, which includes avoiding malicious links, attachments, and downloads, usually from emails and texts. Also, strong passwords. For parents and school districts, keeping software updated, installing security patches, and using good antivirus protections.
There are circumstances where compromised student accounts have led to significant disruptions and issues in schools.
I'm Usher Qureshi, CBS News.
Kids are much more vulnerable to cyber attacks compared to you all, since sometimes we can be a little naive. So it's important to teach them early in life so they develop good online habits early and stay away from risks. Now, additionally, we would like to mention a point that is far overlooked. You and your child may want different things. When teaching them or creating a plan, there may be disagreements. However, communicating and having trust in one another will help you all immensely. Let's get more into specifics now. First of all, there are reasons why your child may not want to talk to you about what they do online. 1, they're not sure how you'll react. Sometimes your child may be scared that you could get angry at them or just take away their devices. 2, They are embarrassed. Your child may just simply want to avoid judgment. Tell them that there is nothing to be ashamed of. And 3, they want to feel independent. While having some freedom is great, tell your child that coming to you doesn't make them any weaker. As teenagers, we understand how your child may feel about this, but of course, these are just our recommendations. There may be other things that cause your child to keep their online life a secret, and that is why it is so important to create an open, trusting relationship to figure out what is creating this barrier to communication.
It's important to acknowledge your child's viewpoints and ensure that you've created a safe space for them. Once you do that, they can open up to you, allowing you to teach them. There are different ways you can start educating them, such as games, screen time limits, workshops like this. Cyber for Youth has some amazing workshops for kids, or just teaching them small lessons every day. You can also monitor and restrict their activity to an extent, but make sure that you explain why you're doing it. This will better help them understand the risks of being online. As teenagers, we want to build a trusting relationship with our parents, and we know that you want the same. This requires both parties to be responsible and understanding. Now, of course, this is easier said than done. How do you approach monitoring and educating your children without being overbearing? There's a few simple steps you can take. One is that you can talk to your children about what they do online. What apps do they use a lot? How many hours of screen time do they have? Educate them. That's the second one. Tell them about the threats of being online that you've learned from this workshop. Bonus points if you say you learned it from teenagers. Segue into how they can stay safe. Introduce the concept of cybersecurity and safe digital practices. 3 is you can formulate a plan with your child so that they can stay safe online while still being able to enjoy using their devices. Don't be too restrictive, build trust, and find something that works for both of you. Adding screen time limits is a really great way to helpfully moderate their device usage compared to completely taking their devices away. This might even cause them to rebel even more if you do so. Remember, different plans work for different families, and the real key is to work together. Okay, by now you've learned lots of new things about online safety from us as teenagers. We want you all to take a few more minutes and look back at the plans you've created and see if you might want to add or adjust some things based on what you've learned. We'll give you a few minutes to do that. Again, pause the screen and return when you're ready. Before we wrap up, we want to leave you with one final step, taking these plans home and putting them into action. So please, share your plans with your children and create one together so that it works for the best of both of you. By helping your children learn to identify and talk about different cyber threats, you'll help them protect themselves and their personal information. Thank you all for watching and being interested in learning about the best ways to keep your children safe with online safety practices. All the resources we used in our research, as well as our presentation, can be found with this video. In addition, your support makes a difference, so please consider donating to our cause through the QR code so that we can continue to hold more workshops like this. We truly appreciate any support. If anyone has more questions or if you guys want to share your plans with us, please feel free to contact us and we'll get back to you in a day or less. Thank you, everyone, for joining.